What's up, comic and pop culture fans? Today we are doing one of the more requested videos out there, and we're actually going to compare GoCollect, GPA, Key Collector, and CovrPrice. These are tools for grading not only graded slabs, but also for raw. I am going into this with opinions, so I'm going to try to suppress them and learn them in real time. I just paid up subscriptions on every last one, so this video is actually going to be a little bit expensive. I'm going to give some examples of comic books, and I'm going to look them up on each of the sites. We're going to talk about the features that each company has, and which one might be a better option for you, and which way I lean at the end of this experiment. I'm going to start us off a book that I just sold 2 days ago on eBay, Green Lantern 25. I'm going to start with GoCollect because that's the one I've been subscribed to for over a year, I think. Now, one of the things I like about GoCollect is, here we are, I typed in Green Lantern 25. I'm not looking for the New 52. I'm not looking for the Golden Age. I'm not looking for the 90s. I'm looking for the Jeff Johns run. Here it is, front and center. Now, what you do here, that's the issue for sure, 2007. I go down here, and you see it says FMV. That means the fair market value of a 9.8. You can find it for a 9.6, 9.4, 9.2, all the way down to, well, for this one, there's nothing listed below a 6, but you can keep going down. We are talking about the 9.8 today, so we got a 1-year average of 153, 90-day average of 151, 30-day average of 170. Fun fact, this book is very down. I think I sold it for 160. So, actually, that might be me, the 165 right there. Granted, I did offer free shipping. So one of the great things about GoCollect is it makes it very easy with these graphs. You can just hover over and kind of see what the book's been doing for this whole time. But I go down here and I see all the pictures of everything. Here's where GoCollect has a fault, and that is when it comes to these best offers. You see these buyer paid. Unfortunately, all it does is it shows the 275 crossed out. So we don't actually know what the buyer paid right there. But another site, GPA, actually does know. And for a lot of books that do sell as best offers only, it's really important to know what those best offers are. Otherwise, for example, if this ended up being like 250 or something, the book would have a much higher FMV than this, but it just doesn't calculate it because it doesn't calculate the best offers. So let's go over to GPA. Let's type in Green Lantern 25. First thing that comes up, no titles found. So that's the weirdest. First thing you'll notice is you actually have to type in Green Lantern. You got to like scroll down. You got to find the exact series you want. You go over to 25. It's less easy. It's not as accessible because there's not those pictures there showing you. So let's find our 9.8 here. Green Lantern number 25. That is the one. Similar to GoCollect, shows us a map of what this book's been doing. Now let's take a look. December 31st, that was my sale, 165. And one neat feature that they have is, watch this. I can actually click that, and it takes me to the CGC website, and it looks up the cert number for me. That's pretty cool. And as some of you might know, CGC actually does take pictures of everything now. So that's really easy. I think older slabs like this won't have the picture. Yeah, okay. All right. So 165 plus when we were on GoCollect, we were like, hey, what's this 275, this best offer? Looks like December 16th, it was 175. So GPA, or GPAnalysis, is able to see that and give a much more honed in average. That being said, I like the accessibility of GoCollect, and its only real flaw is that whole not really knowing how to handle the best offer thing, which can get in the way. I've definitely seen books where like the last sale was 3 years ago, but there have been 2 sales recently, but they're best offers, so it doesn't even take them into account, and GoCollect gives you the price of the book from 3 years ago, which is not accurate. I imagine GPA would get very difficult if there's a lot of variance. In fact, let's give that a shot. Let's find like a 1 in 25 variant of a Batman book. Because right now I'm definitely thinking that GPA is the best. But here's where we run into an issue. Look at all that Batman. So I got to actually type in 2016. Hopefully it'll see what I'm talking about. All right, I found it. That's not super user friendly. Okay. All right, then I go to, like, let's say 108, the first appearance of Miracle Molly. There's a lot of variants of this. All right, and they do list it here. Federici variants. We have, oh boy, this is all over the place. Federici variant cover. There's a 9.6. Oh boy. All right, so with modern books, I have to say, GoCollect wins when it comes to modern books. Look at this. The accessibility is GoCollect. The absolute fine data does go to GPA, though. So I got our regular copy, and all I do is here, look, I scroll down. Here's all the variants. Here they are. Here they are. And you click on one. Let's click on the Federici. First full appearance of Miracle Molly. We get our sales data. Look how easy. Wow, that book is really low. Okay. But we have to, like, for here, I have to, like, Control F, Federici. Here's the 9.8. And it can tell me the same thing, but, like, it would kind of be nice to have some pictures and more easy accessibility. Let's go ahead to CovrPrice. Let's do Green Lantern 25. CovrPrice is often more of a raw, but they do give some graded information. So just like GPA, I actually have to go find the series. So there's the Jeff Johns run. I got to find 25. So 25, here we go. And already I see an issue, but I'll address that in a second. So first off, I see that they say it's about 24, 25 bucks. That is actually a very realistic value. That used to be $50. It has shrunken a bit. But most common slabbed, here's where we run into a problem, guys. And here's where, look at this, 9.8, $305. So we were just talking about how all the sales data is right about 160, 175. Look at this, 135, 140 over on GPA. It says the same thing here over on GoCollect. But on CovrPrice, here's the proof, $305. It does say it knows the variant cover, so that's great. But look at this. Oh boy, we've got a problem. We got a problem. Raw near mint, $130. You see that? Nah, homeboy. I sell that for 70 bucks. And look at this. The 9.8 of this one is actually less. Now I do know that CovrPrice is really good at keeping a collection for you. It's really good at big keys. So I'll show you that in just a second. But what's really cool about this is I can actually click on eBay, redirects me to eBay. I can click on my comic shop and it redirects me to my comic shop. So that's a cool feature. I really like that. Every one of these sites is going to have good things going for them and bad things. As a comic book seller, when I hear someone tell me that they've got their whole thing in on CovrPrice, immediately it's like, gee, I don't think this is going to work. And the reason why I say that is not a dig. It's CovrPrice does overinflate your junk, your bulk. It tells you that your filler stuff is like $3, $4, $5, all the way up to $10. And that is not what it's worth. It's probably worth 10 to 20 cents. Maybe it's going to be a 50-cent book, maybe even $1, but that's about it. So you can really get into trouble when you're not looking at keys with CovrPrice. Now I want to show you something with Key Collector, and then I'm going to bring it back to CovrPrice in a second. So let's find the Jeff Johns run. All right. Key Collector identifies anything that has something with a book. And some things are very off. Like, for example, Green Lantern 9 here, I happen to know that is not a $3 book. Here's where CovrPrice is actually more accurate. Like I said, when it comes to keys, CovrPrice can get that a little bit more right. So they call a very fine $8. And that sounds about right because it's about a $10 book if you've got a near mint. That matches. Key Collector calls us $3. But for the most part, see, Key Collector's showing me all the keys. It calls this one a $15. There's the same book, Green Lantern 25. It says it's $35. That's what I tend to know it as. Here's the issue with CovrPrice. CovrPrice says everything in here is worth like look at this. Green Lantern number 2, $4, $3, $6, $3, $5, $5, $3, $8, 5, 3. So that is a lot of non-key filler books that I just mentioned that only in very fine condition, and already CovrPrice is calling it $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, and even $8 from books from the 2000s. Anyone in the actual game can tell you that that stuff is dollar bin at best, preferably dollar bin turned into 50-cent bin. Sometimes I'll go see a collection and someone will have 1,000 books listed on CovrPrice, and they've got, CovrPrice tells them what it's all worth, and it's like, dude, you know, we're talking like a couple $100 and you're talking like 1,000 or more. That's where you run into a problem. Where CovrPrice excels is keys. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go to Tales to Astonish. Let's park ourselves on a key. First appearance of the leader. Great example. All right, so this one, once again, we're here. It can take you straight to eBay. It can take you straight to my comic shop. Great features. Awesome. For VGs, like a 3.0, I would imagine that being around $38. So let's go ahead and scroll down here. Let's find our categories. So we got very fine, so like a 7 to an 8.5. It says that that is about $70. That seems a little off, but like I said, they account for actual sales, so it could be an outlier. And October was a particularly low period, so I'm thinking that was probably an outlier, because you can see here a fine sold for $90. Where CovrPrice is great is it doesn't hide, it doesn't lie. These are the actual sales of these books listed that you can find. So a middle of the road fine sells for $90. Key Collector says mid-grade should sell for $120. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any near mints to really draw from this, which makes sense. It's what, 1963 or 64 or something. So, but what I do want to see, you can see 9.2s. Looks like there's nothing above a 9.2, and it does give us some fairly detailed information. So maybe this figure of the 7. Let's go to GoCollect. Tales to Astonish 62. Ooh, I butchered that spelling. Let's see. 7. 280. Fair market value 280. Although we did have one outlier sale, which you can see from Heritage. This is clearly a whoopsie at 180 in comparison to these other prices. So what were we on? CovrPrice. It calls it $208. I actually think they are low on that, but they may actually be accounting for this recent Heritage, which definitely would have brought that average quite low. So by now you've seen which one each is good at and which one has a crutch. And I definitely feel like the best one is all 4. Let me explain. I know that's a politician answer, but I really like how Key Collector shows you the keys in each run. So you look up something like Teen Titans. Let's find our 2003 run. There's a couple small ones in here. First cameo of Rose Wilson. That's a big one. So you go here and you get a realistic idea of what the keys are. Then I would take that information and go over to CovrPrice, where you can see actual real sales data of those issues. And look at this. A very fine copy is about $9. So they're right on the money. They're pretty accurate with this one, because I think a near mint is about $10 for this particular book. So you get the keys from Key Collector. It tells you what they are. Go to CovrPrice. What you really don't want to do, have CovrPrice tell you what all your filler and your bulk is worth. I keep running into this problem as a buyer of collections, where a guy will have an entire long box with no keys, except for maybe 1 or 2, and he thinks every book is legitimately $3, $4, $5. I've said it before on this channel, guys, but comic shops are going to give you 10 cents for bulk, and it's kind of what it's worth. So non-filler stuff that isn't the Bronze Age or Silver Age or Golden Age is not going to be worth over $1. It isn't. Sometimes popular titles like Green Lantern, I can see people spending like $1 per book. If you have a true 9.8 candidate, maybe you can get away with charging a premium. So I definitely feel like CovrPrice is not accurate when it comes to filler. Not accurate at all when it comes to filler, and sometimes it can lead people to thinking their collection is worth thousands of dollars when it's worth hundreds. As for the graded, I think I like GPA the best, which is funny because I've been using GoCollect for years. What I love about GoCollect is it's so easy. Like I said, I type in the book, I found it right away. I don't have to go and type in the series and find it individually, and there's no pictures. All in all, my answer stays the same. You find out what are the keys from Key Collector, you run them through CovrPrice to see what the actual recent sales were. If you want to look at slab data, you're going to want to be on GPA all day. Unless it's books that have a lot of modern variants, you definitely want to get over to GoCollect, because of the accessibility just can't be beat on GoCollect right now. I think it's the easiest of them all. All of them have wonderful features. Still, the greatest one that we haven't even mentioned is this one, the reverse eBay search. Green Lantern, CGC 9.8, 25. This shows you the actual sold. You can see it with the picture. Look, there's my copy that I actually sold right there. And yeah, there's that 275 one. So you got the eBay reverse, but I think CovrPrice does the best when you're talking about actual keys, but so many things are not actual keys, and so many things are filler. So that's where you get into some trouble with CovrPrice. Key Collector is often sometimes a little too generous when it gives you keys. Like, look at this. Let me see if I can find a really weak key. Teen Titans 12, Ravager cuts her eye out to prove herself to Deathstroke. First of all, cool issue. I don't know if that makes it a super key. I still don't think that would be a $3 book. I think that would be a $1 book all day. So that's where Key Collector's wrong, but I'm sure CovrPrice calls it like $5 or something. It's a mix. Have all the tools. Unfortunately, every single one of these ones I just mentioned is subscription-based. It costs money. So if I had to say, the cheap option is just stick to the reverse eBay searches. Can be a pain in the butt. It's nice as a comic book seller to go on GPA or GoCollect and find the information quick. It's nice to be able to burn through Key Collector and just be told what all the keys are quick. It's nice to go to CovrPrice and see a nice layout of what the keys are doing quick. So, you know, it's up to you. I think the winner of the video is going to go, actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, to GoCollect. This is my friend, he's going to laugh when he sees this, because he's been telling me for years, he's like, GPA is so much better, GPA is so much better. Dude, the accessibility, you can't beat it. When it comes to raw prices, I think even better than Key Collector and CovrPrice is the actual eBay solds. Key Collector tells you what stuff is the best. CovrPrice does the best job at wrapping up raw, bigger key accurate sales for you. GoCollect is easily the most accessible for graded, and GPA gives you the most accurate graded. So there is a very clear winner in different categories for each one. I definitely feel like graded sites are always going to be easier. It's always harder to price raw. So that's what I thought. I hope we kept this as informational as we could. What have your findings been? What are your favorite sites to use? I haven't even mentioned Overstreet, by the way. But just let me know and help each other in this community down below. I will see you at the next video, and keep on hunting.
Make sure to come down to Sentiment Depot Antiques and Collectibles, where I'm set up with all of my comics, located at 238 West Delaware Ave, Pennington, New Jersey. Open every day except for Monday and Tuesday. Enjoy 10% off from Wednesday to Friday. See you there.